CIT, the Center for Indigenous Theatre, is a 3-year training institute for Indigenous students. The students start from the beginning in year 1, and each year of training builds off of the first year, and then the second year, and then third year. We also offer 4th year training to graduates, and that 4th year training is often built from creative energy juices that build up over the last 3 years. New plays are being written, video dramas are being created.
CIT means inspiration. I see a lot of people come through the program who are at first very shy, and as they go through the terms and years, they become more and more solidified in who they will be as an Indigenous artist. When people come here from small communities, reservations, towns, cities, they are engulfed into a different world. I strongly believe that Toronto is its own world.
What CIT has let me do is be in a situation, a place where there's a lot of things I don't have to think about, so I can think about the things I want to think about. And hearing the stories and working with the other students, the Indigenous students. I have like 26 years of formal education, and there was never another Indigenous person with me in any of those times. We are incredible people. We really are. And we have been holding ourselves to the standard of mediocrity that is the colonizer for a very, very long time now. And we don't have to anymore.
CIT is a place where I feel like I can really express myself, artistically. I often feel like it's like an escape of mine because I feel like I can't really create the ways I can at CIT anywhere else. So I feel like it's really helped me just bring out my creative side and my voice as an artist. Here, they kind of just make you do it, and they just make you get into it like you don't really have a choice. So I've just gotten used to it, and I've gotten to really play around with it.
While being here at CIT, I've learned to not be so closed off, and you really do have to put yourself out there. The teachers will literally force it out of you if you want to be, scared or not want to do a scene. They will work with you, and I think that's what I would say most that I've learned is just coming out of your comfort zone, and it'll only help you in the end. Expand your knowledge, expand your talents, then take that leap of faith and give it a shot. Who knows?
No matter what theater school you're in, it's such hard work. There's lots of exploration, lots of investigation. There's a lot of self-exploration. Please come and check us out. We have so much to offer. There's a lot of Indigenous programming happening in Ontario that we are part of, and we welcome you to come and take part in those things with us. I'm very grateful for the opportunity to do this work. Miigwech.
Bonjour, Bidwa a Gijgokwe Dijnakas, Megaze Dodem. We are grateful to live and work and learn on this land and acknowledge the traditional caretakers of this land. The Huron-Wendat, the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, and the Anishinaabe. Chimiigwech caretakers, Chimiigwech kakamekwe.
Welcome to the CIT program info session.
We are current students at Center for Indigenous Theatre. Thanks for joining us.
Today, we're here to answer all your questions about our school and how you can join our classes. Have you thought about pursuing a career in the arts? Please share your stories or any questions you may have in the comments below.
We'll start with some of the history of CIT, show you what the program and school year may look like, as well as how to apply and get into the program.
During our short time today, you will also get to view a clip from our last year-end show, Tracy Dave Goes to Town, starring us. We also get a feature from the post-show interview, again starring us. So stay tuned for those clips.
Let's jump in with a little history lesson. CIT was founded by James Buller and was originally a 6-week program called Native Theatre School. The Native Theatre School was then renamed Center for Indigenous Theatre in 1994. We then went on to become a full-time program in 1999. We expanded to a 3-year program in 2002 and finally added a 4th year in 2018.
Our program at CIT is a post-secondary program that provides training in acting, voice, and movement. We offer cultural classes that are focused on dance, song, and oral history. We partner with communities and organizations across Canada that we will share different experiences with throughout the year. Each year, we plan land-based teachings in Tebajmajig, storytellers in Mantawaning and Anwatagsi Nipissing First Nation.
Now it's time for a clip from Crazy Dave Goes to Town.
I didn't mean to stir up any bad memories.
Oh, their memories get stirred up themselves whenever David's late.
Well, I hope he's home soon. Good night, Rosa.
Ah, hi, Auntie.
Where you been?
Pool hall. Just picked up some games with a couple of privates.
Was David there?
No? You mean he's not home yet? Uh-oh.
She's moody, so watch it. When I looked again later, her light was still on. It was on so late. It wasn't until the morning till I found out something had happened.
Basil, he's never been this late before. You hear a car? No, it's a truck. Walter's got himself a truck now.
Wow, Uncle Walt's got a truck.
So he can come over after work sometimes.
The council secretary must pay okay.
He works late a lot. That band office would work him to death if he let them.
Bonjour, Uncle Walter.
So what are you doing here? Everything okay? Oh, another letter from John?
Well, it's been posted from somewhere in Europe, so must be.
Is it good news?
No, I didn't have time to open it. Before I do, we should probably get David here. He'll be fit to be tied if we read news from Buckahaw without him.
Wait, Buckahaw?
Buckahaw? Oh, yeah. That's what David calls your Uncle Johnny. Buckahaw.
My name is...
Johnny's his favorite brother.
No, David doesn't have a favorite.
Oh, Ma, we all know he's got his favorites. We don't care as long as he's happy.
I wish John hadn't signed up.
Well, you know I would have done the same if they'd take me.
Thank God for your bum leg.
Well, we got to keep the Germans out of this country. We got to let them know that they can't just come here and take whatever they want.
Germans? The white man's already done that.
No, we got to let those white men know what we can do.
Only things John in signing up has done is leave me sleepless nights. You men always running off on us.
I only met Uncle Johnny once when I was a kid.
It's because your Uncle Johnny was gone for all those years trying to be a priest. And when the Jesuits let him go, he hit the road. It's a couple years before he came back home.
I was so happy when he finally came back, and then he goes off and joins up with the army.
Well, maybe this will tell us when he's coming home.
But we should wait.
Yeah, it's probably best to wait.
Hear that? Another truck's pulling up. Maybe that Jim Cook took David for a drive and he's dropping him off. Well, I'm going to give him a piece of my mind for keeping him out so late and worrying me half to death.
Evening, Rosa. Evening, Walter. May I come in? I'm glad you're both awake.
You looking for me, Chief?
No, Walter, no. I've come to see your mother, bud. I'm glad you're here. Rosa.
Tell me, Tom, tell me.
I got a phone call.
It's David, isn't it?
He's in Wyerton.
Wyerton? Why is he in Wyerton?
He's in the jail.
Back to the program. Here's the outline of our current school year. Classes typically start in September. We begin with an orientation period of CIT in Toronto. Students are then enrolled into full-time training with a winter and spring break in between studies.
That may leave you wondering what your classes and schedule might look like during the school year. Here's an example.
Classes are typically in person, but may be online in some cases. You have a variety of classes at CIT throughout the year, such as dance, voice, physical theater, singing, and story creation. You will be on your feet and expected to be actively participating in all classes. Although accommodations can always be made, you can address any access concerns of needs to your educators or staff.
It's now time for a clip from our post-show interviews.
My name is Pearl Pheasant Dumont. I am from Wacomican First Nation unceded territory, and I'm a second year. I decided to come to Center for Indigenous Theatre because my grandmother and Amanswabi actually recommended it to me. My experience has been pretty good because the one thing that I really like is that we get to act alongside such great people and people that I've been very close with. We're a very small group, but you know, we're all very close and like we all just encourage each other. So once we got back into the studio, like everyone was just kind of like hyping each other up, and it just became a lot easier. And as well as just like good to actually get feedback like from our instructors like in person, and like it was more helpful. I like the way like it just like kind of gives me butterflies in my stomach before I go and perform, and I really like to feel I like the adrenaline rush that it gives me for sure. I also like that it makes me nervous, but I don't really let the nerves get to me. I would say I just like playing like, you know, kind of like the queen bee, so like just more sassy characters with like big personalities. When we did the story weaving with Miriam McGall, like one of my stories, I played this like kind of sassy character called Sharpie, and I kind of like, she was an inspiration from all like, you know, like the Mean Girls, like Queen Bee movies, and I just kind of took inspiration from that. Like I, you know, just like very all about myself and just like only care about myself kind of thing, but I really like those characters. I think they're a lot of fun to play with.
Inspired to apply yet? Let us know in the comments. Requirements needed to apply to the Center for Indigenous Theatre are: you must identify as First Nations, Métis, or Inuit. You must be 18 years of age or older. You need a grade 10 English reading level or higher. Have an interest in acting, voice, self-discovery, and movement, as well as interest in exploring Indigenous culture and knowledge.
Now that you've gone over the requirements, have an important documents that you must submit when applying for Center Indigenous Theatre. They include
an updated resume, a 500-word essay expressing your interest in theatre and coming to CIT, 2 references that can vouch for your interest in theatre, a photocopy of your health card, and an audition video of you doing some script work.
To help you out with your audition, we've created a how-to video. Take a look.
Hi, I'm Sam Twin. I'm a 4th year student here at Center for Indigenous Theatre.
Hi, I'm Teresa Cutneff, and I'm also a 4th year student at the Center for Indigenous Theatre.
We'll give you some tips and tricks on how to do your monologues and get them sent into CIT.
Yes, so first find an age-appropriate monologue for yourself. Use something from the Indigenous canon, something like from Thompson Highway, Drew Hayden Taylor, Kenneth T. Williams. Do you have any more?
Keith Barker, Alanis King. And if you have any troubles finding anything like that, you could email CIT and we'll provide you with a monologue.
So Sam, what did you do for your audition into CIT?
I did Isaac from Thunderstick by Kenneth Williams. What about you? What did you do?
I was sent a collection of different story pieces from Coyote City. What to wear? Wear something simple, neutral colors, something that you're comfortable and confident in.
Yep. And you know, there's not really a time limit for it, but it should be around 3 minutes.
If you have any other skills that you want to show, like singing, dancing, hand drumming, anything and everything, feel free to submit it. But you do have to have a monologue.
Unless, of course, you're a storyteller and you have a story, then you could submit that instead of the monologue, but no accents, please.
And the most important thing is to have fun. And if you stumble, that's okay.
Yep.
You can do it over and over as many times as you feel. Have any other difficulties like doing your monologue or audition?
Probably the hardest part was memorizing it all, and I had somebody film it for me. I did not know that it was best to film it with a neutral background, so I filmed it just in a living room and there was a lot of things in the background, but it worked out. And you don't need a professional camera. we're doing this on an iPhone 10. You can stack it up on some books or put it on a table, whatever you got to do. As long as it's capturing basically from half of your torso up so we can see your shoulders and your head. You can have a relative or somebody hold the camera for you, and you can just send that into CIT.
Have fun.
There are ongoing requirements in order to remain in the program. Curious on what it is it takes to be a CIT graduate?
You are expected to be on time and present for all classes, and you must actively be looking for funding while you attend your studies. Tuition costs each year are $3,750.
Before you go, we would like to mention that there are alternative funding options if you are unable to receive financial support from your band. There are other organizations that you could submit applications to for funding. These include, but are not limited to, Inspire Foundation, Dreamcatcher Charitable Foundation, Métis of Ontario, Canada Post, Mississaugas of the Credit, and other local organizations.
If you are in need of funding application assistance, contact us at Center for Indigenous Theatre. We are accepting applications for our full-time program as well as our summer incentive now. Reminder, no student has ever been turned away due to lack of funding.
Please make sure to follow us on Instagram and like us on Facebook to stay updated on CIT news and updates. Also, check out our website at indigenoustheatre.com.
We would also like to thank our funders. With their generous support, we are able to provide our school for our students, the Department of Canadian Heritage, the Ontario Arts Council, the Toronto Arts Council, Ms. Wei Beek, Aboriginal Employment Training, Hastings Park Foundation of Rights and Freedoms, McLean Smith's Family Foundation, and Ontario Arts Foundation.
Thank you for attending CIT's program info session. Also, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below, and we will get back to you. See you soon.